What up, FOC crew? It's your girl Latoya.
And it's always Chris.
And we are back.
Finally.
After a long hiatus. I know y'all missed us. And I know y'all clicked that video quick because y'all saw the thumbnail. Don't do it. Do not do it. So we have some explaining to do.
Yeah. So after we did Vlogmas, we literally did a video like every day till, I don't know, the 21st, 22nd, something like that. And we just, honestly, you just got burnt out. We're like, ugh, that was a lot of work. So we're like, decided to take a break for a bit.
So everything that could possibly have gone wrong the last week of Vlogmas went wrong. Like, we lost videos on the memory card, we had to go buy a memory card, then we shoot a video, then we go back and then the audio was jacked up, and it was just like the Lord said.
It was just a mess.
It was time to just call it a quits.
Yeah.
But then, you know, we had told you guys that we were gonna take a break anyways, because we were like, it was already a lot. Trying to film, have a video every day, and we probably could have did better thumbnails, but to tell you the truth, I mean,
we just try to make it as easily as possible. So
next year, we will tell you now, we will not be doing, we'll do Vlogmas, but I don't think we're gonna do a vlog every day.
Yeah, maybe a couple a week or something.
And then with that, we got to the beginning of the year, and then somebody...
And then I got COVID. So, well, I don't know why I'm saying it like that.
So anyways, this fool comes home, because you know I gotta give my animated story, because he tried to give y'all the fluffy version. I made this man because we were getting ready to do juice cleanse. So I had made all this food for this man. I made him little drumettes, fried drumettes. I made him steak. I made him shrimp, broccoli, potato. And then this fool literally had the audacity, whatever you want to call it.
Caucasity?
Yes, to look at me with a straight face and ask me what?
I was like, did you season this food? I can't taste anything. I was like, did you put salt on the steak? She's like, yes. You can't taste it? I'm like, no.
Now, last time I checked, if you look at this side of my palm, what color do I look?
Really?
That should tell you everything.
You look like all black people use seasoning.
I like to hope majority of them do.
Hey, you never know.
So I knew, I was like, you gotta have the Rona, because you cannot be asking me if I put seasoning in my food, because you know I seasoned all my food. Now, every now and then, we may not be hitting that. Could have used a little bit more salt, but for the most part, 99.99999% of the time, my food be on point.
Yeah, so then she's like, I think you have COVID. I didn't feel bad. I didn't actually feel bad, so I went to go get tested the next day.
No, it wasn't that he felt bad either. When he came in the house on that night, I was like, you look crazy. Like, his eyes look all sunk in, and he just looks sick.
I mean, but I didn't feel bad. We'll just put it that way. But then I went to go get tested the next day, and yeah, I had COVID. So, but what's kind of strange is that, like, the week before, I mean, I was going to work and everything. Like, I would wake up, sometimes I have a headache, my body was like, I'm like, oh, I'm just old, like, and then I didn't even think anything of it. Like, it wasn't anything to keep me out of work. And then, like, if I would never lost my sense of taste and smell, honestly, I would never got tested for COVID. So it was kind of one of those kind of things to where that actually caused me to get tested.
No, his wife was like, no.
I mean, I was like, yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is, when you start throwing insults, I definitely know you.
It wasn't an insult.
It wasn't an insult.
No.
You was trying to be disrespectful.
No.
Yes.
Well, because she didn't really eat steak, so I was asking, did you put salt on it? Like, she didn't eat steak like that, so I was asking. It was just a simple question.
So then, long story short, before he went and tested positive. This was New Year's Day. So me, I'm like.
Yeah, so what a way to start out 2021, right?
He started it off with a bang.
Exactly.
The first day of the year, the first day of church
exactly.
Had to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the test. And then the thing about it is like, we're joint at the hip. We were literally sharing out the same plate literally like days before. So the crazy part is I went to go, so after we found out he got tested, it took like a day or two for me to be able to go get tested. And when I came back, I came back negative. But the problem, in the midst of all this, we were separated. We like kept our distance and he had a mask on like the entire time for the period he was quarantined. But I was like, I mean, we were already together, so I'm like, what is me going to separate now? I'm like, if I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it may not be the best attitude to have, but I'm just like, but then I was sick 2 weeks before he was, but I thought I had a sinus infection, and I went to the mobile doc. They put me on all these antibiotics. So leading up to what we're going to do now is, now that I know that I was negative, he was positive, I'm going to go get the antibody test just out of curiosity to see if maybe...
If that's actually what you had when you had your sinus stuff.
So at least that will, you know, make us feel a little bit at ease, because just like how... I mean, if I go get the antibody test and then I find out that I don't have it, it's going to be crazy as hell, because I'm just like, how do you be up underneath somebody, sharing food, eating off the same fork, drinking out the same cup, and then...
What would be the crazy part is like, well, obviously when I had COVID, I had to like quarantine from work, but then if she had it, I'd have to quarantine again, so then it'd just be like...
Yeah.
But she works from home. She could probably still go to work. I don't know if she would.
I mean, I'm going to use my COVID days. Say less. No, I'm just playing.
Really?
I'd be feeling bad, because then it's like, I work later in the day, so then somebody would have to...
Well, if you have COVID, what can they really do? It's not like, they can't be like, oh, I can't, I don't go to work.
You know I'd be at work unless I'm dying.
I mean, yeah.
So, without further ado, that just explains where we were. I know that we've been missing in action. We still have been going back and forth on what we're going to do with the channel. We've been talking about having, you know, couples relationship questions and having conversations regarding that. Cooking. Challenges. So,
all kind of stuff, so...
I mean, like I said, don't hold us to it. I mean, we're trying to get back in the swing of things. I just started, and in the midst of all this, I started school. So it was just like, he was sick, I was being a maid, I wasn't getting paid.
What's
I
up
was sitting in the shade, wasn't drinking no glass of lemonade.
But what was funny is like when I had COVID, she didn't want me in the kitchen, she didn't want me doing anything. So like, I had like a TV tray over here on the couch, she'd bring me the food, and she's like, "You're probably loving this, I have to serve you," and all this other kind of stuff. And the moment I was better, she's like, "I'm not serving you anymore."
Basically. Say less. Look, he wouldn't want to serve me like that either. After serving somebody for about, it was like 10, 11 days.
11, 12 days, something like that.
No, I'm good. Every meal, I had to cook. Every meal.
You didn't have to cook every meal. You could have got food.
But pretty much I cooked every meal. So it's
like you have to go to the all the stuff that I would normally do, like go to the grocery store, pick up food, all this other kind of stuff, she had to go do.
And I was not happy about it. I am a homebody through and through, so if I don't have to go grocery shopping and do any of that stuff, I'm not doing it.
And what's funny is like sometimes she's like, she asked me how I was feeling or whatever. And so it's like we get groceries, still wipe them down. So she had to put gloves on, and then she's like, "You can wipe down the groceries, just put gloves on." And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I made him wash his hands, put gloves on, wipe everything down with Lysol, because that's normally what we were doing before this. So, yeah. So, I mean, if anything, this is just a lesson. I mean, everybody argues masks are not 100%. We made it this far without having... We
don't know for sure where we got it from, actually.
He doesn't know if he got it from work, and, you know, we had family members that stopped, well, I had family members that stopped by on the way back to Arizona, and there's a probability that we could have gotten it for them.
So she could have gave it to me.
So I could have gave it to him. I don't know.
We don't really know.
I mean, when I was sick, I only took 1 day off, but I was like I said, it was weird because I thought it was a sinus infection, but it was only like one nostril. It was like my left side. And yeah, it was just like a lot of pressure, a lot of pain. My throat was irritated, so I just assumed like, oh, it's a sinus infection. Well, it could have been something else, but I don't know, because I was like, look, as soon as I started to feel sick, I hit that K-app. K-app is a miracle. No, I'm not, you know, this is not a sponsor video, but if you don't have health insurance, which I do, but it's just easier, especially right now, because nobody wants to go to the doctor.
Well, don't you have well, you have Teladoc thing, but yeah.
That was before.
Oh, okay.
You could get the K-app, I think it's like $27 for 3 months, $9 a month, where basically you can talk to a certified licensed doctor on the app, and you can tell them what your symptoms are. Depending on what it is, they might be like, you need to go to the doctor. But for me, they was just like, we're gonna give you some antibiotics. So yeah. So you guys can always drop down in the comments, what kind of videos do you think we should do? What kind of videos do you see us doing?
Do you want to see us do?
Because we're struggling.
Like, I mean, people probably watch our channel and be like, yeah, they got videos all over the place. Like, we don't, like, we're kind of like, we have lots of ideas in our head, so it's kind of hard to just focus on, like, one particular genre or, like, one particular type of video.
I mean, that's the problem. It's just, like, people come to the channel, they want to know what they're going to watch when they come to the channel.
But you don't really know what you're going to watch on our channel. I mean, maybe that's what keeps it so exciting and spicy. I don't know.
So,
if that's what you want to call it.
Yes, we will be back. Y'all will be getting some videos. The goal is to try to at least commit some videos 2 times a week, and hopefully we can set 2 days that we actually stick with to post those videos.
And the hard part is like she's off on the weekends. I'm usually not, and then I get off at 10 in the evening, and so usually we shoot videos. It's like our schedules kind of overlap. Like it's usually late, or like we have to do when we're off. So it's just kind of hard to figure out the best time to shoot videos.
And then in the midst of all this, I mean, it didn't impact December, but we do have an editor. So like we told you guys, when we send the video to the editor, we may not get it back when we think we get it back, because he be busy. So.
He does great work, so I mean, you know what it is.
So we could be anticipating that we're gonna get a video back, and maybe we'll have it by the end of the week. Sometimes they just don't roll like that.
Because we're not his only client, so we're small potatoes.
So without further ado, if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit those post notifications so you know that anytime we drop new stuff. And without further ado, we out.
Later.